Hi there, I'm Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Are you familiar with the power of visualization and intent? Is this something you're familiar with? If it's not, I'm going to try to explain this to you in the best way that I can. It gets a little confusing sometimes because you got to connect on the right vibration, I think, sometimes to really understand this process. Now, visualization is really something that you can imagine. Anything you can imagine in your mind that you want, anything, a car, a job, a business you want to own, that's all visualization. If you can visualize it, you can actually achieve it. People don't realize that. Now let's take another look at another direction here at this. Let's say you can't visualize it. Let's say you can't see yourself doing it. You aren't capable of doing it then. It's quite simple. If you can't imagine it, you are not the vibration of that particular thing, and you won't achieve it. It's just the way it is. You have to be able to visualize it. Now, there's a lot of people that probably doubt this works, and that's fine. You can doubt it. That's fine. I don't mind that, But one thing I would like to say is, if you doubt it works, and you say, well, I'm going to try this to see if it works, and you doubt it, and you try to do it, and it fails, well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You already decided it wasn't going to work before you even started it, and that's really the reason it didn't work. You have to believe it's going to work for it to work. You have to be the energy, the vibration to make it work. So that's really, really, really the process. So now let's take a look at, there's a lot of successful people out there, and you see them constantly succeeding. You see them constantly doing things with their lives that are just awesome, that you want to replicate or be like those people. And the difference between them and a person that's not where they're at, where they want to be in their life, is the fact that the person that's successful has already, if they don't understand the process of visualization, outwardly they're doing it and not knowing they're doing it, if that makes any sense. But if they do outwardly know they're doing it, and they're creating the world that they want through the visualization that they perceive, then they understand that process. Now, one thing like I said before, you got to keep in mind when you visualize something, visualize it in such a way that excites you. If it's something that excites you, visualize it that way. See yourself enjoying it, see yourself using it, and act as though you already have it. That is how successful people see things. They don't doubt it. They already know it. Oh, if I can imagine this, this is something I can have. That's how they see things. They don't doubt for any moment that what they're going to do is going to achieve what they want. They don't. And that's why it works for them. So what you do, like I said, visualize what it is you want, get excited about it, see yourself enjoying it, having it. But when you're done with the visualization, it doesn't end there. Stay in the process of believing that you have it already. It's just feel as though it's in your life. Be excited about it. Enjoy it. Perhaps put pictures up around the house so that you constantly see it, or even in an office, whatever, where you see, just in places you'll look a lot, put these things in there and constantly be looking at it and seeing it, and then telling yourself, yes, I've already received that. That is mine. I have that. That belongs to me. Whatever it takes to get it in your head that, yes, this is reality. This is mine. Constantly put that in your head, these thoughts, that you visualize. And that is really ultimately how you work this process to eventually receive these things that you want. And remember this, intent is very important. Intent is very important. Now, let's say you visualize having a business, something that you want to create for yourself. And if you can't put any action forward to actually achieve this goal, then you're not going to receive it. It's not going to happen. I mean, you can't you can't visualize something without having the intention of going out and doing it. You know what I mean? You're not going to just sit at the house and it's going to just come to you one day. I mean, it could, I suppose, if it's like an object like a car or something, as long as you put your name in a lottery or something to win it. I don't know, but but beyond that, you've actually got to do something to receive, what it is that you want. So you've actually got to be moving towards that goal in some way, shape, or form. It's not just going to come to you. So that is a very important aspect of this process of imagining things. And the process of visualization essentially works for anything you want in life. It works for anything you want in life. It really does. It's not something that just works for some people. It can work for anybody as long as you are connect with it and believe that what it is that you want is what you really want. And here's the other thing. It can work against you as well. If you're constantly visualizing things in your life that you don't want, you will receive those things that you don't want. Sadly, that's the way it works. I mean, it's just, take for instance, look at your life and think to yourself, how often do I think this bad thing to myself? Let's say you hate your job. How often do I think about how I hate my job? How often do things at my job run through my head? That constantly they're constantly playing with me and just making me angry, even when I'm not at work. Think about that. And then, think about the fact that, okay, you don't want that job. You've been trying to get away from that job. You're doing things to try to move on, get another job, whatever it is. But yet you still, all these things keep flowing in through your head about what you don't like about this place. And it plays out and it plays out. Scenes play out from a bad day, and you wonder why you can't get away from it. Well, that is really what's happening. Is through the visualization process, you're actually holding on to it because, when you hold on to something like that, bad images, it tells, the universe thinks you want it yet. It doesn't understand that you don't want it. It thinks, well, if you're thinking about it, it's something that you must want, therefore you're going to keep getting it. You're going to keep getting it, you're going to keep getting it, and you keep getting it. So the key is this. If you don't want it, don't think about it. I know that sounds hard, but don't think about it. Get rid of it. Think about things you do want. Somehow you've got to get in your head and visualize the things you do want. And that's, what helps me is I've done like vision boards I have around the house. I've done all kinds of things. I go through different meditations where I actually start thinking about the things I want in my life, and then I go throughout the day and I start thinking about all these wonderful things I want in my life, and oddly enough, this stuff starts appearing. It's really weird. I did a past video on some of that, so I'm not going to go through that here, but it's pretty crazy. So, there's people that doubt this stuff, and that's fine. I don't mind, people can doubt that, but, and they'll say, well, I tried it, it doesn't work for me, but just remember this, if you went out with the intent that it was going to fail anyway, well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It failed because you decided it would fail. You didn't fail because you went out thinking, oh, this stuff works, or, because you didn't even give it a chance. So just remember that thought. So anyway, there's a lot of books on this subject. There's a lot of books, and I go through them here. What I want you to do, if you're interested in finding out what books are available that can educate you on this subject, hey, definitely leave me a comment below. Friend me on Facebook. Right below here is a Facebook link on this video, and I'll gladly connect with you and help you find some really good material that can help you understand this a lot better. And because the process of visualization it sounds easy, and it can be easy, but there's a lot of other things you've got to do along the way to make it work for you, and that's where it gets a little complicated. And I'll be more than happy, to help you, run through some of these things and get you more on a positive track, because that's really that's really the direction you need to go. You got to get rid of negative thoughts if you want this to work for you. And it might be a process. I don't know. It depends on how negative you are. But it also depends on how bad you want what you want as well. Because something's got to outweigh the other. Right? I would think so anyway. But when I created Project Mindset, the whole idea was to find a better way of doing things. And in the process of creating this, I found a lot of good ways of doing things that I like to share with my followers and my friends. And so how you use Project Mindset is really up to you. But I can tell you one thing, it's just a better way. It is just a better way. So I'm glad you took the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I'll talk to you later now. Bye.